guess this is the best place you've been as far as the missions go and as far as any of the...
I've never been to any of the shelters. I've
Okay.
never been homeless.
This is the first time I
This
guess
is the
to run
first
in?
time I've ever been homeless. This is the first time I've ever faced my addiction. We started already?
No, we're just
All right,
bantering.
whenever you're ready.
Okay, it's running now, but we're probably not going to use... I'm just trying to make sure the mics work and stuff like that. But,
Okay.
do you want me to use your name? Because I take people's
course.
name. Go for it.
Alexander
Alexander. Oh, I meant the whole name. Do you want it the whole name or no?
Romero.
Romero?
Romero.
E-R-O. I'm very bad with the rolling of the R. I'm going to Mexico for a missions trip this February, and I'm trying to learn Spanish, and I cannot do it.
Coge tu tiempo. It's okay.
Thank you very much.
Take your time. You'll be all right.
I'll try very hard.
Yeah.
But it's just that without that roll, they kind of get on me. They're like, hey, I'm like, all right.
You'll get it after you hear it enough time.
But
Believe me, a lot of people have a problem saying, not problem, but the rolling of the tongue. So I say it in English to people who I know that only speak English.
Okay.
It's Alejandro.
Alejandro. That's a great name.
You just said it clearly.
That's a great. See, I say dro though, not dro. Like the roll.
Yeah, you'll get it.
I will. But okay, Alejandro. What happened? I know that's a very rich question, a very loaded question. But where would you like to start? That's my first. If you don't have a place to start, like I said, I'll continue. But what happened?
Addiction happened.
Okay.
Yeah, addiction happened, and I can remember the first time one of my brothers was standing next to me, and he had just finished. He had just stopped smoking. He had just made the decision to stop smoking.
Okay.
And he stood there next to me, and somebody was passing me a joint, and he said, "Man, don't do that." And I looked at him, and the person that was passing me the joint said, "He might like it." She was right. And from there on, I was very young. I was like 20-something years ago, 24, 23 years ago. Wow, not that young. I already had 2 kids by that time, I think. Well, Chris was definitely here. That's my oldest. After that, it was just opening the doors for everything bad to come in. Everything bad to come in came from that.
Okay.
And from that came having more kids with other women. From that came leaving school. From that came going from one job to the next. Even though as a functioning addict, I was able to hold on a job for 16 years. But it seems like they held me more than I held them. They really gave me opportunities and chance after chance after chance. And they cared for me a lot. And it was a place that's biblically based. The foundation of this company comes from a church. So somehow, some way, God has always been there. Somehow. I recognized him in 2000, and I gave my life to him, and that's when the real battle began. Because then that's when I started realizing that smoking and using drugs was not good. That's when it started convicting me. And it brought me from one job to the next, and I started losing other jobs and other opportunities, and then just life, man. Just
Beats you up, man.
it just beats you up after a while. It catches up to you.
You need a place like this. You need community.
Even when you think you got it.
Yep.
And you got a job and you go to work and you're not high. Because I was like, I tell people I can never get high during the day. I had to wait till the sun went down. Even if I had it, I could not get high. For 20-something years that I got high, I could not get high during the day. Could not do it. I would get high until I saw the sun come up. Then I would have to stop.
Wow.
For all the years that I did it. And, push came to shove, and my last relationship, I was working. I was a super in a building in Harlem. And when you're a super, you don't pay no rent, you don't pay light, you don't pay phone. So the money was there. And put it all into that. Put it all into drugs. And then the way I got here, my church. God used my pastor, his wife, and 2 ladies. One is a deacon, and one I hope that she becomes my wife one day, but that's a whole nother story. So he used those 4 people to corner me in a way that they did not let go of me. And my pastor and his wife and that deacon and that person, they cornered me into the point where I had to come to face with the fact that I needed help. And it wasn't help about going to a program where I'm gonna not smoke for 30 days. No, I needed to get my relationship with God.
Eternal help.
But exactly, eternal help, not help for a year or two.
No quick fix.
No, help for life. So,
how are you seen? That's a tough question. How do you think people react towards your situation of being homeless and also being able to reach on to something and there's a difference between someone who is homeless and has given up and there's someone who is unfortunate and is striving and trying, and you would be in that second category. How do you think people outside still view you? Do you still think they put you in the category of that, oh, he's nothing but a bum or something like that? I don't mean to be offensive.
No, that's plain and simple. That's keeping it real. I think for me, it's two different types of people, because my church family, they're not going to give up on me.
Of course not.
And my immediate family is not going to give up on me.
Good.
My kids are not going to give up on me, and neither is my mother. My mother's a prayer warrior. She's prayed for me. But there are some people who will look at me and say, oh, he'll be back. There are some people who, and the enemy's always waiting. And those people that sit with him are always waiting. So, some people look at it like, we'll just see what happens. And some people are right there with me. And
Good.
they're like, cheering me on, and let's do this. And, if you need to talk to me, I'm here. Because sometimes this place can get a little overwhelming.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you got to work here.
Yep.
This is what we call Jesus boot camp. This is not a game in here.
You're thrown right into the battlefield, man.
Right into the battle, and you get tempted daily. And
this is true service.
yeah, this is real.
If someone's not saying it right now, thank you.
No, this is about as real as it gets right here. Because here, you are one step away from being right back out there. All you got to do is walk out there and run into the wrong thing again and make that decision.
It's literally one step. We missed the place.
Yeah.
We missed it. We walked down and we were like, where are we? There's people drunk, people high, and we're just like, what happened? Where
It happened to me when I was here.
Just right down the road, man.
I've been here, I would say 4 months, but I have to say 3 weeks, because I came in August. I came in July.
Okay.
And I was here all the way till October. And in October, I backslid. I had a pass, because after you've been here a while, you get your passes to go out and handle your business. Take care of, go see your family, go see your kids.
Right.
And I went up in the camp, and I took the gloves off too early. I thought I could do it and be around it and not get influenced. And unfortunately, I wasn't strong enough yet. 3 months in, after 22 years, I wasn't thinking properly. So I went and I got caught up, and then I came back that same night, and I told them what happened, and they suspended me for 3 weeks, and then they said, come back. And now I'm back, and I'm just taking one day at a time.
I'm so glad you have a place to go.
Yeah.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Even, suspension is suspension, discipline is discipline.
Exactly.
But they're always going to be here just like Jesus.
It made all the difference for me. Those 3 weeks were 3 weeks of my life that I have never lived.
Right.
And I will never forget, because God opened up and closed some doors and showed me that everybody that I'm worried about is okay. And he's just concerned with me now. And this is him and our time.
It's great.
Yeah, so I'm just grateful for this place. I'm grateful for the people here. Grateful for people like you who come by and care and want to know what's going on and want to, like you said, put it out there.
Speaking of which, if you had one thing to say to the ignorant people of this world, what would it be?
To the ignorant people of this world, ignorant to this?
Ignorant to this.
To what the Bowery does?
Not just the Bowery, but to what the world does to people, to the homeless,
Listen,
to the poor.
Don't underestimate the power of God. He's turning people around in this place that you would not imagine. And most of the people who work here, who direct this place, who run this place, have come through here or in some form or fashion have had some difficulties in their life, that life transforming difficulties, not just, couldn't pay the rent or didn't have anything to eat. It was life transforming situations. So to the people who put this aside, don't, because anybody is one step away from being where we're at. All you gotta do is get the wrong knock on the door, get the wrong news that money can't cover, and you will have to put your hands in God's hands. And that's what we've done, and that's what the Bowery does.
That's awesome.
And that's the hope for all those that are out there.
That's what Jesus calls you to do.
Exactly. So,
Amen, man.
amen to
Well,
that.